How's it going everyone, Jimmy here, and today I want to talk about Ryu in Season 3. I've made a similar video in the past with Season 2 Ryu. I've titled it How Bad is Ryu in Season 2, and if you want to, you can check it out up here because most of the stuff that I said there is still kinda true. The reason why Ryu is still bad are the same reasons that basically destroyed Ryu's gameplay going from Season 1 to Season 2. But I figured, okay, the problem is not really Ryu, the problem is more the game itself, and this is why I want to do things a little bit different today. So it's pretty clear Capcom does not want to give Ryu any more strong offensive tools anymore. That's what made him so good in Season 1, but instead he's supposed to be like the more zoning and footsie-oriented character. And I think in principle that's fine. The problem is the game mechanics of Street Fighter V, they don't really allow for that. Unless you have crazy zoning capabilities like Guile or Menat, you really can't do this. And I think this is the main problem in Street Fighter V. We're lacking this middle ground. You either have crazy defense or crazy zoning capabilities, or you have crazy offense. There's nothing in between, and I think one of the main complaints from people who still play Street Fighter IV, for example, comes into play here. They always complain about every character being too linear. There's no personality going into each character. You can't tell two players apart that play the same character because they essentially play the same style. And in Street Fighter IV, what you could do, for example, was you could play Ryu as a zoning character, or you could play him more offensively. And there's no right or wrong. Both styles were pretty strong if you pulled it off correctly. You just you could put your own personality into the character. And I think this is exactly what Street Fighter V lacks, specifically because offense is so dominant. So there are two main things that I want to see changed in Street Fighter V to address the issues that I just presented, and the first one is about crush counters. I think the crush counter mechanic is in general really stupid, but it's really bad in the footsie battle. It kind of destroys the footsie battle in Street Fighter V entirely and makes it completely pointless to use any other button but your good or your best crush counter button. And I want to show you guys a clip about this, and it also highlights a different problem in Street Fighter V, and that is comebacks. Comebacks are really easy to do. They're almost expected to happen in Street Fighter V, and one of the reasons why this is happening is because crush counters are so good. It's so easy to lose a game from getting crush countered once, and specifically characters like Akuma are really good at capitalizing on that. And this is one of the reasons why Akuma is so strong, is because he has a great crush counter. Basically, a character is viable in Street Fighter V if you give him a good crush counter. It's insane to me that that is actually the case. It's that simple. You give a character a good crush counter, he's viable all of a sudden. And that should just not be the case. And as you can see, it's so easy to lose a game that you basically have already won. You feel like there's nothing that can go wrong, but there is something that can go wrong. It's because specifically, if you try to play it safe, you can't play it safe in Street Fighter V. Usually, what does it mean to play it safe? Usually what that means is you stay at a safe range and you try to poke or you try to close out a round with a jab every now and then. You're trying to make sure your opponent cannot dash in all of a sudden, or you're just trying to do something that is relatively safe. And the problem is, doing a jab mid-screen in Street Fighter V is actually a big risk, specifically because of crush counters. And that should just not be the case. You should not lose a match from doing a jab mid-screen. And then you can ask yourself, okay, why are you doing a jab there if you know crush counter is a thing? So the answer to that is, or the counter to that is, what's the solution to that? I mean, if you're gonna close out a round, you have to press a button at some point. You have to do something at some point. And jabs happen to be the lowest amount of risk that you can possibly take because they're fast and they're really difficult to whiff punish, right? So like, if the safest thing you can do in the game is considered a high risk in Street Fighter V, then I feel like the mechanic that makes it a high risk needs to be changed. So the second change that I want to see is about defensive options in Street Fighter V, specifically for the knockdown state. And I think this is a problem more so in high level play than beginner level, because if you're a beginner in Street Fighter V, then there's still a lot of stuff you have to learn and that you can learn, like late crouch tech for example, to massively improve your defense. But on high level, people have pretty much given up on defense altogether. They're like, okay, just hold down back, don't ever take a throw because it's way too risky. And I think that really needs to change. It's kind of stupid how linear or simple your defense is on high level. I feel like there should be more variation to your options. There should be something that you could be doing. And at the moment, there's really not a whole lot. And yeah, I want to see this changed. So yeah, those are the two main changes that I want to see in Street Fighter V. And the reason why I'm putting this into a video that is specifically for like discussing Ryu is because that's what's breaking Ryu. I truly feel like we don't need some crazy changes for Ryu. All we need is the game mechanics to work slightly different to allow Ryu to be a footsie based character. You have to bring back the footsie battle if you want to bring back Ryu as a footsie based character. It sounds so simple, and it really is, I truly feel like Ryu is a lot of fun. He's not a bad character per se, he's just in the wrong game. That's what I usually like to say. And if they finally, especially with the crush counter, if they remove crush counter from the footsie battle, I think that would be a huge win for the game itself. Not just for Ryu, for everyone. Nobody wants to see this stupid kind of gameplay where people stay in the footsie range and they spam their crush counter button. It looks bad, but that's how you play Street Fighter V, and I want to see this changed. So here's a couple more things that I want to mention specifically about Ryu. I think his sweep range has to be improved. It's really bad at the moment. And it used to be such a nice tool in Season 1, specifically like for counter hit confirms from the standing medium punch. Stuff like that made him really good, and like stuff like that made it really rewarding to play the footsie battle and to actually try to hit confirm or counter hit confirm even. And I want to see this make a comeback, and I truly think that it would in no way break the character. It's just something that he really lacks at the moment. About the Fireball game, I do want to mention once again, I think the Fireballs are not the problem, I think crush counters are the problem. If you fix crush counters, that's essentially a buff for the Fireball game for Ryu, because normally you play the Fireball game just outside of the footsie range, and the problem is if you do a Fireball, your hurt box extends significantly forward, so the probability of you getting crush countered every time you throw a fireball is really high. So if they change the crush counter, then the fireball game actually becomes viable again. On top of that, Solar Plexus is actually going to become a really scary tool for Ryu if they nerf crush counters. One of the few ways at the moment to win an interaction in the footsie battle is by using Solar Plexus, and it can actually turn a game around for you if you time it properly. Unfortunately, the move is really slow, and if a move is really slow and you use it in the footsie battle, then it's also really susceptible to crush counters, so hopefully that'll change soon. So bottom line, how bad is Ryu in Season 3? Well, as bad as he used to be in Season 2, to be honest. He still doesn't have a single good matchup in the game. I'm going to be doing a matchup chart video for Season 3 soon enough on this channel as well. But yeah, basically the character is not functional because of how Capcom is trying to push him as a zoning or footsie oriented character when that archetype really doesn't really work unless you have crazy tools like Guile and Menat to support this kind of playstyle. But yeah, definitely let me know what you think about this topic in the comment section below. I really want to know, like, do you agree with me that it's not really a Ryu problem and that the game has to change, or do you want to see some really crazy Ryu buffs in order to make him viable again? Let me know in the comment section below. So yeah, guys, I have some stream highlights coming up for you guys. I really hope you can enjoy those. So take care, and I'll see you soon. Fight! Wow, what a block. Yeah, Hushfield. I did.
Round 2.
It tastes really good. There's actually a special sale until Sunday, by the way, guys, in case you don't know. I'm gonna talk about it after this match. That's fine. What? That was a whip punish, man. Oh, Jesus. Wann machst du eine deutsche Ausstrahlung für uns? Wird wahrscheinlich fast nie passieren. Wow. PP Poison, what's up?
Round 2. Fight.
What? That was random. That was so clean. I love this.
Fight.
And Enigma, what's up? Welcome.